What up, family? It's your boy Amaru back with another episode of One Gotta Stay. Before we get started, my man Madi and our backstage producer pointed out first episode where it's all color and we on time. So I am loving this. Let's go through it. I started him off. Madi, how you doing today? Thank you for pointing that out. What's going on, fam?
Man, how do we go on African time and be on time? I don't understand how this works, but we're doing it. I'm ready for this, man. Let's go.
All right. Next up, next to him. So when I am speaking, when I say Kanye West, I'm talking about Kanye West. But if I just say Kanye, then it's my boy Kenyon, because I call him Kanye. So just for clarification's sake, Kanye is Kanye. Kanye West is the guy who's on the list. Kenyon Jackson, aka Kanye. Been trying to get you on for forever, fam. How you doing?
Yeah, man, it's been a minute. I was on one of your earlier ones before you were doing the One Gotta Stay, actually. So I'm doing good, man. Trying to chill, staying out of trouble. You know, excited to be on here tonight, man. This is an interesting topic. I think I'm gonna piss some people off, so I'm kind of looking to.
Let's hope that actually happens. Make it for a fun show. Back for a second time. BJ, the local DJ, had to get him on. Sent it straight to him when I came with this topic. How you doing, fam?
I'm feeling good, just out here represent Southern California, Oxnard, and your hometown. So, yeah, I'm excited to talk pop and let's get to it,
Oh, three Oxnard fellas.
Let's go.
Let's go. And three, since I'm here too, three Charlotte fellas here too, and then Canada. Yay, Canada. But right below Canada.
I'm cooling up here.
Right below Canada, this man hopped in, took in the sixth spot for us. I am just meeting him for the first time. Can't wait to have this conversation with him. TJ, nice to have you on, sir. How you doing?
Amazing to be on. Blessings. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. All
right. And
now,
then
this is going to be a tough one because I was actually, my man Joe Friday hit me up about it, and then you hit me up, and it's like, man, probably going to piss off some people too, but I think I got some legitimate points to throw at it,
I can't wait to hear him. And then you mentioned him, the man who brought you on for today. And he'll be back. He'll be back eventually. Joe Friday, aka Tabopsy. Bob, how you doing, sir?
What's up, baby? I gotta be honest. I'm drunk right now, guys. So let's just start there. Anything I say, I can't be held. So I'm drinking the entire time. However it goes, y'all just gotta take it in stride.
I'm
excited about this. I'm a music guy, so I'm ready to talk my shit.
Question: Is there any different than you day to day?
There is. I'm actually quite distinguished. You don't even know.
All right, just checking, just double checking. So we have brought it up, we have talked about it, and here are our options for today. Picking one gotta stay. Now we're doing just production work, but we are going to choose between the Neptunes, which means Chad Hugo, and Pharrell, including Pharrell's solo production work. So that all together. Mr. Kanye West, the great one half of Timbaland Timbo, and Mr. Dirty South himself, Lil Jon. This also includes anything they produce for themselves. So if you are only keeping the production work of whoever you pick out of these four. And to kick us off, Kanye.
Yeah, my God.
Who is your number 4? Who is the first person you saying deuces to? Peace out.
Oh, Lil Jon. Lil Jon gotta go. Listen, I like Lil Jon. I love Lil Jon. Most of the people around my age, that was our high school years. You know what I mean? He's able to get you out your seats and everything. But if I'm looking for at a I guess a history and his body of work, there's not too much stuff. I'm not gonna put on a Lil Jon album or even a Lil Jon produced album and just ride out that mug the whole day. Like I'm, you know what I mean? I just can't, bro. Like I'll have a track or two from him that I'm happy is inside the rotation, but you know what I mean? He hasn't produced anything that'll keep my attention over the years.
Damn.
I'm not getting low no more, bro.
You're not getting low, but fam, this was high school. This was our entire high school. He completely brought hyphy to the main stage. He did Yeah, which is one of the great
I'll do you one better. Listen, bro, I live in ATL right now. I know that I'm gonna get some flack from here. What's up, Moses? What's up, Manny? But anyway, yeah, man, I don't care, bro. Like he's hype. He's hype, and like that's all he produces is hype. And so if I'm just not in the hype mood, I can't listen to Lil Jon. That's just what it comes down to for me.
Man, okay. Does anybody else have Lil Jon number 4 in their list?
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I
don't either. I'm talking all this shit, and he's number 4 for me too.
I knew you wasn't gonna disagree, Ru. I know you, bro.
TJ, why you got him number 4?
I mean, even though he made the impact that he made for, that's my years too. I mean, I was in the marching band. His songs were a part of our playlist as far as what we had, what we use. So, man, I remember these Friday nights, Saturday nights, cruising out, listening to the first Lil Jon joint, the second one rather, him and the East Side Boys from top to finish, because it gives you this. I mean, that alone, it gives them merit, but it's just not enough. It's because you got a full night of partying out of one album. He started you off, he got you crunk for the joint. Right in the middle of it, you're getting you ready for your girl. And then right at the end of it, getting ready for you to leave your girl and go to the next after hour spot. So, that album played a major effect as far as when I'm in the car on my way up 29 or something to Greensboro, North Carolina or something, and about to get into some shit. So I have him there number 4 because it's just not enough. And again, you're going to get that same sound. It hasn't nothing as far as complexity you're going to find. A Lil Jon track. And if you're not familiar with the Lil Jon track, then you don't know who Lil Jon is. It's always going to sound like a Lil Jon track. Nothing else. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, for me, like, this hurts my heart. Because it hurts my heart because I didn't know, like, before high school, before college, I didn't know about anything about the hyphy movement. And now that's like everybody in Charlotte, anything West Coast or hyphy, that everybody looks directly at me. Like, what you doing, fam? This is your music. I was on a run earlier. Tell Me When to Go came on. I got all the energy. The energy.
Oh,
and
man.
when he did the versus battle versus T-Pain, I was just like, damn, he's got that. He's got that.
But see, in the South, it's all about that crunk music as far as at that time period. So if it's rattling your trunk, and the 808s is bumping, that's what we were using. That's what we're listening to. Where we're from.
Yeah, but I was very close of not having the number 4, and then I actually did the research of the songs, and I was like, nah, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Not enough. He's a legend, but it's just not enough.
I think he slept on. I mean, he's gone to the Bay. He's captured the sound of the Bay. He was our high school, the soundtrack to our high school years, and then all the way to Florida with Pitbull. Like, the dude's just putting out bangers on every region, and you can't hate on that. But he is my number 4 compared to these fucking legends. But he don't really, the verses really put him up where you gave him his flowers. Like, the dude did his thing in every region.
Y'all are giving all of these roses and y'all kicking the guy out. Come on, man. Lil Jon a legend, man. Y'all not getting
Lil Jon a legend.
Hey, brother, he made it to the top 4.
Look, first of all, I'm drinking, so I'm not gonna not take Lil Jon right now. I'm drinking, so this Lil Jon should be number 1 for me right now.
Look, I feel you, but there's no way you putting him over the other 3. I mean, they're all legendary. But he is just the least out of the legends. It's just what it is.
Lil Jon stays in the club. I saw him in Vegas last year, and he goes 100%, like, balls to the wall, like at 3:00 in the morning, just in it with the crowd. So out of all the peeps, I think he's still a man of the people. That's how he keeps that sound, and that he can translate any like space. So yeah, it's hard.
Lil Jon is a hell of a performer, and I love crunk music, man. But you're right. There's like a certain time you got to listen to it. Like you can't be like chilling in a car like when it's raining or some shit, and then turn it on and get low. Like it doesn't work. Like all of his songs are very much like you got to be in that moment. But yeah, it's kind of hard, you know, putting him above some of these other guys.
Yeah, true. All right. Well, with that, we're gonna move on. And we're actually, since he started it, he already talked about it. We're gonna move on to Bob. Joe Friday, who did you pick as your number 4?
My first to go is going to be, drum roll, Timbaland. I gotta get rid of Timbaland first.
You have lost your mind.
What?
Damn, dog.
What?
Yeah.
Put the Lil Jon quote down. What?
I gotta hear it. Wow.
Wait, one second, Bob, before you start. I don't know what his problem is. I don't know what he's doing. But okay.
Him?
You put Timbaland out first? Oh my God.
Over little, and I'm keeping Lil Jon. I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead, Bob. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because in my opinion, in my assessment of it all, see, do I think Timbaland is a better beat maker? Yes. Does he make great records? Yes, all of them make great records. This is hard to judge off of. But when I think of Lil Jon, and the reason that I kept him over Timbaland is that the culturally music that we listen to today is remnants from Lil Jon's music. Like I'm talking about trap music, all of that Atlanta sound, like the guys that are who people listen to, Gunna, Young Thug, all these people, like Future, this all is a branch from Lil Jon music in my assessment of it. And that's what's running hip hop right now. So even all the way to the dreads, like rappers didn't have dreads before Lil Jon, you know what I'm saying? And like in my opinion, I kept Lil Jon because even though he's the least talented, I feel like he is the most impactful in terms of where we are today in music and relevancy in terms of where we at. And there's not a direct extension from Lil Jon, but it came from Lil Jon. So for that reason, and Timbaland, and the reason Timbaland, let's get on Timbaland. The reason Timbaland is my first to go is because I just think that the sound is kind of it sounds big, but it's basic to me. It's basic to me. It's basic sounds to me, and I don't like outside of classics.
Wait, you just said artists, the baby crying in the music is basic? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Yeah, T-Rex is going off in the Genuine track, Bob. T-Rex is the sound from Jurassic Park.
I don't like it.
I need you to put the break down, bro.
I don't like it.
Oh yeah. Here I come. I'm coming right back.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I hope I get the right answer, but did anybody else have Timbaland number 4?
Fuck no.
Hell
okay,
no.
thank you. Bob, I don't know what you're talking about.
The only people who drinking are the ones who pick Timbaland number 4. That tells you a little bit. But fuck.
Okay. The baby sounds, the T-Rex.
Somebody gotta go.
Yeah,
but you don't put Timbaland number. Oh, fuck's sake.
Number 4, bro. Wow.
And you saying, look, you talking about Gunna and Future, and all those people I don't give a fuck about. They can all get the hell out of here. So even if Lil Jon impacted them,
right? That's what I'm saying. But
yeah, he didn't produce
this
them.
This is why you don't like them. You don't. This is why you don't.
I love Jon. I love Jon.
You love Lil Jon. That's not.
Love Lil Jon.
No, you don't like those other artists.
I don't love him.
What I'm saying, Ru, you don't love those artists, but they're the most relevant artists in music today.
And they can still leave.
Like the people that Timbaland produced aren't relevant anymore. Who got a Timbaland track? Who got a Timbaland record out right now?
We'll talk about him. We'll talk about him later. But the guy you stand, all day, every day, 24/7. Who was
I know-
on my preview video?
I bet you Shots is
people.
I bet you Shots is playing in the club when COVID not here. Shots is still playing.
Oh,
You
it is. It
That
is
is-
as
Yeah.
is depending on where you're going, as is PSA, and I'm just talking about the people now. Jay-Z's playing in the club too. But anyway, that's just okay. We're gonna keep moving. Go ahead, TJ.
You're holding Timberlake. I get it. I mean, I get it because pretty much Justin Timberlake has been keeping Timberland afloat for the past few years. So that's the kind of sound you get.
That's arguable a little bit,
That's
but
only-
yeah, Justin Timberlake's been doing. He's been keeping himself relevant with it.
He's keeping them afloat, but I mean, it's just a lot of dynamic as far as with Timberland, as far as over the years. Not
Yeah, I say you got to think about the longevity, man.
I
Yeah,
agree with the part. He might not. He might think that the sound might not be complex, but that's how Timberland style. That comes out of Richmond. You're gonna get the same thing out of Pharrell. They're almost from the same planet. If you know,
I agree.
if anything, and they're from
agree.
the same state.
no, I agree, bro.
So you know, they both got the same influence. They both products of Teddy Riley. So, and their sound. I mean, you just think about how their sounds evolved. If they're not mirrors, they could. You know, they cousins. They distant cousins.
Man. With that, we're gonna move over to BJ. BJ, your number 4, sir. Who did you have going out first?
Lil Jon. Like we talked
Also,
about. Yeah.
all right.
It's just really hard. I mean, he's competing pretty fucking, Mount Rushmore. So, but you got to give him his flowers. I'm really happy that he's in this conversation because you don't get respect, I don't think, with a high degree.
All right, and real quick, did we go through Madi? You still got to go with your number 4.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Madi, who do you have as your number 4?
My number 4 is O.J. Simpson's son-in-law or alleged son-in-law, Kanye West.
Oh,
And I say Kanye West, not Kanye. I made that distinction.
No West.
No West over there. I chose Kanye, man, because I gotta tell you real now. After 2012, there has been nothing that Kanye has put out on a production side that has been any good, in my opinion. And that's topped or bottomed, whatever you want to fucking call it, by that goddamn poopity scoop lift yourself song.
that's one song.
That's one song, but here's the thing: that one song, I don't understand any of the logic or thought process or anything that went into how he decided to make that song, and it brings everything he did before down. Like I love. Okay, so I will say this: there's a couple songs he did with Rihanna and Paul McCartney that were, I think, 2015, 2016, something like that. I like those songs. But after 2012, man, he ain't done shit. He's awful. He's the bottom of the goddamn barrel. I'm surprised he's still allowed to work. He did a whole Jesus album, which I just tried to listen to and couldn't. It hurt my ears. I'm pretty sure I got like a busted up eardrum and my ears were bleeding for a week afterwards. Like, I miss the days when he worked with Common. I miss the days where he was doing My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I miss those days, man, but it's too far gone, and it's like, that's 8 years, bro. That's 8 years of just putting out shit, and I just can't deal with it anymore, man. Kanye's number 4. He's got to go. I haven't drank in a long time, and I can say this 100% clear state of mind. Kanye's got to go, man. I can't deal with it. I'm sorry.
So you don't think the production doing the flooding of good music stuff?
No. So here's the thing. I love what he did beforehand. The good music stuff, okay.
Sure. When he flooded with like the Nas album, every week he was coming out with something. You don't think any of the production was any good?
Daytona alone.
That's rap.
Pusha T's album Daytona alone.
Wasn't a fan, bro.
Like, the production was good. It was just mixed shitty, and he used the wrong freaking verses on a lot of the songs.
I gotta say, obviously this shit is a lot of subjectivity. Like no one's a perfect musician, blah blah blah. But come on, man. There's pre-2012 Kanye, that would be near the either the top or near the top of this list. And there's post 2012 Kanye, which should not even be included on this list. And putting them together, man, I got to put them at the bottom, man. I'm sorry.
For Kanye time.
Oh, I think Bob is. Say that again, Bob. You were lagging.
I'm going to save my Kanye West statements in a rebuttal to anything anybody got to say about Kanye West till I get Kanye West.
All right. So then we go. But
also, real quick,
look at that.
He's got to go. He's got to get out of here.
Look at that.
Another thing I gotta say: some of the great Kanye songs, like "Stronger" and "Good Life," and a few of the other songs have other producers on them that are on this list. So I'm saving those ones.
That's a lot.
You do remember if they collab on a song and you save one of them, that song is saved. But with that, with that, we've done with our fours. Me, Kanye, TJ, and BJ all got rid of Lil Jon first. Tabopsy did his thing, whatever that is, and Madi did his thing. Kanye going out first. So we're gonna go to our number threes, and who I want, TJ, I'm gonna have you go first. Who do you have as number 3?
And that's when we have to go to Brother Kanye. Now this is the only reason why. As you said, presently it hasn't been his greatest moments of shining as far as his art, as far as his musicianship. As much as he wants to tote it out in the news, it just ain't hitting like it used to hit, and it don't stick. You know, there's things like Diamonds Are Forever and joints like that last forever. Like I listen to Down and Out, you know, by Cam every week, at least twice. So it's just things like that stick with you. That he ain't get delivering that. I haven't felt a Kanye West joint that stayed with me since probably Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. After that, it's kind of it's a hit and miss. So I feel 3. That's he got to get out of here 3, and it's just he's not doing anything that's making me think any different or making me feel like it's 2012 or I'm getting that same quality that I was getting back in the day, or even in 2004, 2005, 2003. Not the same quality or much energy in it. It's just he's able to use the changing how things sound sonically as far as the beats and the sounds that he uses, but I'm not impressed as far as his musicianship anymore. For instance, even with his
his old shit, his old album.
Say what?
Listen, I support the old.
I said if you want his old shit, buy his old album.
No, I got that. I don't want his old shit. I want the same quality of it. I don't want just you hitting a Borg sound. Like where's the musicianship that he used to use with his production? And you know what I'm talking about. But don't act like you don't know. Like, are you hearing? Are you hearing like more development? I know you're saving your rebuttals, but just keep this as a note.
Yeah.
Do you hear anything as far as any development in his own craft? Is it getting better or is it getting worse? Or is it staying stagnant?
Worse. I agree with you, man. Absolutely. He's getting worse. He's been getting worse for like 8 years now. And
I'm expecting.
It's sad to see.
Again, I'll save my Kanye shit for my.
You know what, TJ?
I'll save it.
You know what, TJ? I agree with you because I also have Kanye West as number 3 for me. Does anybody else besides me and TJ have Kanye West as their number 3?
Nope.
You're from the West Coast. You listen to crunk music.
But I had Lil Jon last, so that makes no sense.
Nothing wrong with crunk music, first of all.
That makes no sense. Look, I completely 100% agree. I was that close to having Kanye West last because Lil Jon did have that impact. And then I looked at all his list, and his music from before, from before 2012 was way too great for me to put him ahead of the. Yeah, like last, like it was close. But I just looking at everything pre my Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy back was just that good. It was that good that I had him over everything Lil Jon had, because if you actually knew me, Bob, I had a Lil Jon bias for a long time. I did not like that man at all until I learned different. But Kanye West, and he is the only one I can think of out of these 4 who does not have that longevity. He has not been able to keep a consistent production rate at the same level as the other three.
He fell off.
Yeah.
He did fell off, but at his first half of his career, I will take the first half of his career over. Oh, it hurts over everything Lil Jon has done. I will save him before Lil Jon. So Kanye West is also my number 3.
I will put an asterisk by that though, because I'm going to say that a lot of this is his mental state right now that he can't own in.
Yeah, that Kardashian curse is a real
He's
thing.
all over
That
the fucking
Kardashian
place.
curse is legit, man.
Yeah, that
He
Kardashian
ruined
curse is
everybody's
legit.
career. Took Reggie Bush, took OJ.
Chris Humphries looked kind of
Chris
promising.
Humphries was almost gonna be a decent player. Lamar
Nice
Odom,
8th man off the
motherfucker's on
bench.
crack
That's
now.
why Kylie Jenner was in
Lamar Odom.
Oh my god.
So I mean, with the 3, it's no disrespect. It's more because I put the asterisk there. He hasn't been able to be Kanye West, Donda West's child. Like,
Bro, we can get real political about this Kanye West shit because since he's in politics, we can get real political about this shit.
Okay, I'm gonna let you.
I'm not even sure if he's actually in politics or not. Like I can never tell.
I'm gonna let you do that when it's your turn, Bob. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna go over to PJ. PJ, who is your number 3?
The same argument you guys have for Ye is the same argument I have for Tim. His first half, immaculate from Aaliyah, Missy, Jay, and people don't talk about. I'll give him this. Jay's biggest records are with Tim.
Oh yeah,
Big Pimpin', Fuck With Me, You Know I Got It, and what's it called? Dirt Off Your Shoulders.
Dirt Off Your Shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and like you guys said earlier today, he's like a mentor. He does that masterclass shit. I think it's super dope. He does like Twitch shit, but no new music. I don't know. I love Tim, but once I think he went pop when he started going towards like Nelly Furtado, like in 2007, 2008 in that era. I think he just I think he's the most creative. He can make a beat from a baby sound. I seen him at the Jay-Z concert ago, and he made a beat on stage and was killing it for like 5-10 minutes. But yeah, he ain't Pharrell or Ye. I'm sorry.
Does anybody else also have Timbaland as their number 3? No. PJ, you are on your own with that. We didn't. Yeah, we'll keep getting into that. I don't understand, but it's all right. So let's go over to Bob. To Bobsy, who is your number 3?
I'm taking. I mean, like I said, I gave Lil Jon his proper respect due and kept him for a little bit, but he got to go now because Lil Jon. But it's all about cultural impact. I disagree with Timbaland having Jay-Z. I'm the biggest Jay-Z fan, and I would say that his biggest records aren't Timbaland records, but I feel you. Look, Timbaland just to me was just that's why Timbaland was my first to go. He just like he's associated with a lot of great artists, but in terms of breaking artists, I don't see it from him. And not a lot. You know what I'm saying? So Lil Jon for me is the next because he's Lil Jon, and compared to the next two artists we got left, he doesn't measure up. These are legendary artists. So Lil Jon for me.
All right. Anybody else have Lil Jon as their number 3?
Yeah, man, it hurts, but you're right. You're right, John. Like he's got some great songs in there, but it's just not enough for him to go past the other guys on this list. Like he barely beat out Kanye for me, if I'm gonna be completely honest, just because. Like, yeah, he has some shit songs, obviously, but it's not like he's dropped drastically in that time. He's always kept it kind of in the same level, just some of them hit a lot better than others. Like, Tell Me When to Go is an all-time great song that's overlooked by way too many people.
Way too many people. E40 doesn't get a lot of respect in general, but like...
No.
But like Go to Church is one of my favorite songs. It's on like most of my playlists at some point. Yeah, with Usher is an awesome song. And then Get Low. I don't think I've ever been to a club
Huge
or a
record.
bar that Get Low has not played, and everybody in the club is singing along. And same with Shots. Like he has the ability to like make sure that like everybody is enjoying themselves, but there's just not enough of it.
No, he's what DJ Khaled wish he was.
Exactly. Yeah. Like if DJ Khaled had the career Lil Jon had, we'd be talking about DJ Khaled in this kind of spot. But he's been working with Rick Ross too much. Like I don't know what else to say. Like it's like the songs he has are great, but they're all very one note. Like they don't toe the line off anything else. Like it's just like, yeah, you're gonna play this in the club, you're gonna have fun with it, you're gonna dance, you're gonna drink to it. But that's it. Like you can't really do much else. So yeah, sorry, Lil Jon. I gotta say goodbye here.
I feel you on that. And then Kanye, I already know who you have because of process elimination. Who do you have number 3? And I don't understand.
This was the one that I was gonna make everybody mad about. Yeah, it's Pharrell. It's Pharrell. And it's out of. Can I start off by saying this was a difficult decision for me because it's nothing against Pharrell, like nothing at all. Like I love Pharrell.
See,
literally, you know how much I sing. So
you froze because of the blasphemy you were speaking. They didn't even want you to keep going because you froze. But go ahead.
Your Wi-Fi was like, "Get this fuck out of here."
Oh, listen, I said, I love Pharrell, so it's nothing against Pharrell. Like I listen to Signs, I listen to a bunch of Pharrell stuff, I listen to a lot of his mixes. He pissed me off with one thing, and that's because he made Snoop Dogg soft. Snoop Dogg decided to get on tracks and start singing 2 + 2 = 4. You know, so that's Pharrell's fault, and I'm blaming Pharrell. I'm putting it at the altar of his feet.
You gonna blame Pharrell? Okay.
Hell yeah, I am. That was the first track I ever heard Snoop Dogg soft on. Anyway, no, listen, I love Pharrell, but honestly, mine is more so just because of the sound. I don't really I don't listen to Pharrell's sound as much, or I just don't like it as much. I'm not gonna say it's completely pop because it's not. He has a nice mix, especially if you're adding all the work he's done, you know, with Neptunes, because I know it's a collab and everything. But like, he's awesome. He really is. But as far as my other two, I listen to them more. I have analyzed their music more, and I just love them more. Like I have a softer spot in my list for them, which we'll get to in a little bit. But yeah, I'd let Pharrell go, and it's not because I want to. I try to hang on to that fool as long as I can, but out of the list, I'd have to let him go next, just because he's not my cup of tea, man. At 4, he's not my highest. Sorry. And I knew that was gonna be unpopular. I knew it when I sent it. I was like, let's go.
Sorry, I just saw the numbers, but real quick before we do that, I have Neptunes and Timbo. Tabopsy has Neptunes and Kanye. Madi, Lil Jon is gone, has Neptunes and Timbo as well. Kenyon has Kanye and Timbo. TJ has Neptunes and Timbo, and BJ has Neptunes and Kanye. And this hurts my heart a little bit. Here are the numbers of who kept who.
Oh no!
3 people kept Kanye.
No.
And 3 people kept Timbaland. How nobody kept Pharrell and the Neptunes, including myself. That hurts my heart.
It hurts, man.
They are immaculate. Allure alone is one of the best beats I've ever heard. But Kanye, BJ, and Tabopsy kept Kanye West, and me, Madi, and TJ kept him.
You talking about one record, bro?
One record, NERD.
You talking about one record, and it was an album cut.
Justin Timberlake.
It's an album cut.
Half of Jay-Z's best work, and you know who has the other half of Jay-Z's best work? Timbaland.
Yep. Hey, bro, it's a hard. Bro, listen. I felt bad. For choosing what I chose. It hurt, but he had to go.
See, I put him second, and I still feel bad. But it's just Timbaland's been at this shit for 30 years, man.
Thank you. Longevity has to account for something.
Longevity takes in a lot, man, because he's gone from everything from
Missy.
I personally think
y'all don't even know player. Y'all like people like the group player.
I mean,
People that
also
listen to players.
he got his hands on Jodeci too. So
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
He's worked with so many.
He was on fucking
artists.
mixtape. T.I.'s fucking mixtape. Here we go again.
Yeah,
one of the best beats on there.
It's hard to put him down as anything else, man, because it's like you got he did work. He worked with Aaliyah. He worked with Missy Elliott. He did Jay-Z. He's done a couple Snoop Dogg songs. He's got
Genuine.
Justin. Yeah, Genuine. Oh my God! Like
Justin Timberlake, "Cry Me a River."
Justin Timberlake, "Cry Me a River."
Like everybody don't sing that song when he come on.
He's worked with damn near everybody in the industry. Like,
but what
even fucking Madonna. I don't listen to shit from Madonna, but 4 minutes he came out, I was like, all right, that's not bad.
Come on back.
Here's my thing on Timbaland and Pharrell, because I kind of look at them. I look at them kind of the same. I look at them kind of the same, and it's like y'all talk about how Kanye fell off and everything, but like and not to say neither one of those guys did, because they didn't, but I love Pharrell, and I think like I listen to the In My Mind album all the time. Like it's dope. It's a vibe. Big James is the shit to me, but Pharrell and Timbaland to me are like specialty producers. Like they make, like you talk about Allure, right? But that's an album cut on a Jay-Z record. It was a one song for one vibe. You know what I'm saying? It didn't set the tone for the album. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, like they're specialty producers. They're special with their sound. They create that one vibe, but they don't create the vibes of albums. You know, to me. You know, and I listen to a lot of these artists. You know what I'm saying? Like Timbaland got his foot more with the pop.
They don't create vibes of albums. I know this is not hip hop. The entirety of Justin Timberlake being famous is due to Timbaland and Pharrell. How much of the Black album?
No. You missed what I was about to say. I was just about to say with their pop stuff, they have more of an imprint with the albums that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? But like for rap albums, they're specialty producers, Timbaland and Pharrell. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
Yeah. I personally think Pharrell.
I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about. Now all of this is subjective because it's about how you listen to music, right? So like, I like albums. I'm an album guy. You know what I'm saying? So when I listen to an album, the only time I hear a Pharrell driven album is when I listen to a Pharrell album or a Timbaland album, like Timbaland and Magoo. You know what I'm saying? Which I didn't like.
Thank you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, by the way.
I love Timbaland and Magoo. Timbaland and Magoo was dope. I'm sorry.
Magoo is the worst rapper of all time.
It was one of the first albums I had. So this is why I know this.
Magoo is one of the most horrible rappers of all time.
Yeah, one of the most underrated rappers of all time. I don't know what you're talking about there.
No, he's not. He's not great.
Underrated.
I love.
If he's not underrated, he's given too much credit. No, Magoo's not great, but Timbaland brought those motherfuckers up. Like it was nothing if it wasn't for what Timbaland did. And I agree with you that I'll say this. Yeah, he's not a specific hip hop album producer, but I think the fact that he's got so many different artists working with him from so many different genres of music and so many different like styles of music, I feel like that gives him more credit because he's able to do damn near anything. Like if you can go from Genuine to Missy Elliott to Jay-Z and then do
all
a
of that
fucking
said,
like
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just like,
no, I was
saying,
just
like,
about
he's got the whole thing.
Every super producer, what they call a super producer has their own specific vibe. So like I get that, but like this is how I characterize it. All right, I'm gonna say this and then I'll just move on from this. Like when I think about somebody like Timbaland and Pharrell, right, and how they contribute to a hip hop album, like they're the specialty sound. They're like the producer that you have to get to say I got Timbaland or Pharrell on the album, and they reduce the artist usually. Like when you hear Jay-Z records, listen to me. Take dirt off your shoulders is not the fabric of who Jay-Z is. the singles to keep the register clean. You know what I'm saying? Like they make the singles, but it like when you take your show, I hate take your shoulder off of Jay-Z as a Jay-Z fan, just because it's just not like Jay-Z. That's not the fabric of who he is. Like that's what he had to make for that album to have a fun record. You know what I'm saying? Like my man said, Timbaland got the biggest Jay-Z album records, maybe radio records, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But like it's not the fabric of who Jay-Z is. Snoop. I love Drop It Like It's Hot. I love Let's Get Blowed, all of that shit. But like those are specialty records, and it's not who. Well, I don't know. It's kind of who Snoop is, but you know what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
None of these producers made these big art.
Go ahead, BJ.
I was gonna say, listen.
However, Kanye did.
I love Timbaland, but people forget he was getting cooked by Scott Storch in the mid-2000s. Like that was his competition, and he was catching heat. Like
he's a hell of a drug.
So that's a blemish on his record. Scott Storch, like how you gonna get beat by Scott?
Scott Storch got a lot of stuff though.
Of course,
he got a lot. Yeah, I didn't. I took that into account, but I can't take away 30 years and such a diverse group of artists that he's worked with. Like, I mean, it wasn't close to being the best Tupac song, but he worked with Tupac. Like, that also on there was like, oh shit, like he's gone through so many different people. And it takes away so much music that if you don't keep him, it's like how like there's so many artists that you're just like, oh shit, I can't listen to that song, can't listen to that song.
I had Timbaland before I remembered that he basically had Aaliyah's entire discography. I saw Aaliyah, I was like, yo,
it makes it easy.
Here. TJ, you've been quiet. What you thinking, sir?
Man, what the thing is about with trying to get rid of Pharrell or Timbaland. Man, I'm like with Bob, they're kind of like the same, but I just have a little bit more feeling for them than he does as far as what the impact they had. So that's why this is what I was about when we got to the twos. I was like, man, I don't know how to break this one down because it's almost the same person. I think of Pharrell like it's Timbaland without kick in his beat. And when I say the kick, is just that little extra bass or rattle in the trunk. And there's not really too much difference besides that Pharrell, he puts in more work right now. And that's probably between him and Tim is that he's putting in work right now. And it's you're going to hear his song on the summer movie every year. Whatever it's a cartoon or something, or Disney, whatever the Pixar or DreamWorks got working up, Timbaland's probably not too far behind. I mean, Pharrell's not too far behind. You're going to get that song. It's going to run for 2 years on the pop station and hip hop at that, no matter how it sounds. And that's why I'm going to say Tim had to go in this one.
I'm trying to figure out how Bob says that Pharrell and Timbaland are specialty when basically Jay-Z went to one of those two every time he needed to come out with anything, and then had a cut behind it like an Allure, like an Excuse Me Miss, like Party People or Oceans, Venus or Mars, Jiggle What, Jiggle Who.
What Bob is trying to say, what he's trying to say is like with that, like the songs that hit the hardest from those Jay-Z albums aren't those songs. And I get where he's coming with that. I mean, it is like you might a Just Blaze track can easily outshine a Timbaland track or a Pharrell track on the album, as long as you hear Jay-Z on it. And it's just something, a chemistry he might have with somebody else, whether it be Premier, anybody else. If somebody from, is reasonable, but he's right. The fabric of Jay-Z is Reasonable Doubt. I would say, am I right, Bob? For you? You think that's the fabric of Jay-Z?
I mean, yeah.
Reasonable Doubt?
Yeah.
Look, for me, I get what he's saying, but I think I kept Timbo And I had Pharrell too, because not only can they work with the Jay-Z and do the album cut and do the single, but they can go, as Madi said, they can go from one artist to the next, to pop, to everything, and all of it hits. Every single sound he does hits, no matter what they're trying to do. And to me, that's how it works. Kanye, I figured out he did Take Over, and I was like, ow, that's a painful
another
one.
thing. Here's a
The break's over, nigga.
Nah, it's a painful one to lose. But
here's the thing with like they're super producers, so no matter what record they do,
It's gonna be a hit.
no Tim does or Pharrell does, they're gonna get like they started in that extra money and record for a Pharrell record is going cut. So
hey, you breaking up
it's
bad,
gonna
fam.
Oh shit! Okay, I thought I was the only one who couldn't hear him. I was like, damn.
it's
I guess the drink is getting to him a little bit too much.
I love it. Yeah.
you know what I'm
Here's
saying?
what happens.
They're
Here's what happens when you put
they're
Timbaland
not
number
all
4.
good records.
We heard they're not all good records. Hey, Bob, real quick, jump out and jump back in. We'll come back to you real quick. Jump out and jump back in.
But spend 500,000.
And there that goes. TJ, give me your final thoughts real quick. When Bob comes back, we'll put him back in. Give me your final thoughts. Why you kept that?
Between the Tim, and the thing is, I don't know if I could put them at 1 or 2. They just, because like I said, they're the same person. And Timbaland and Pharrell both give me, we got Rump Shaker from Pharrell. And at the same time, you got Pony from, you got, both of them got their hands in Jodeci, and they come up from Teddy Riley, both from Virginia. You get Missy out of that. You get Genuine, Tweet. And these are people that produce other artists and work with other artists going on. It's Aaliyah at that. Like you're saying, like they don't put it this way. If they drop Aaliyah's 1 in a Million album today, you can't find it anywhere. You can't find it anywhere because they're uncle. If they drop that today, Tim is making cake because that's all his work. And anything else from blackground music at the time, he's. Oh, another thing we forget. Someone got to deal with Tank. So, this is just a lot going on. It's like where I can't give up both of them. It's I'm gonna have to go with Pharrell would be the second one, and then first would be Timbaland would be at the stay. He's just a little bit too much, and the thump in the trunk is what makes the difference. If it's thumping, we got more thump to it. Timbaland's gonna deliver that.
All right, Tabapsi, let's see if you're back. Let's get your final thoughts on what you were trying to say. Hopefully, you are back with us. Nice.
No.
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 All right, we'll let him try to catch up. But D, give us your final thoughts on why you kept who you kept.
Can you guys hear me now?
A little bit.
Oh,
yeah. A little behind.
All right, I got it. I mean, I agree with TJ on everything he said.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Yep.
Okay.
And there goes that minute. Go ahead, Madi.
All right, so I agree with everything TJ said about Timbaland and Pharrell. I do think this whole time we haven't really said a lot about Pharrell. Like, we got to give him some credit. Like, this guy's with the Neptunes and by himself basically made Gwen Stefani's entire career.
Post No Doubt, because No Doubt she had a career.
Okay, yeah, Post No Doubt. Post No Doubt, he did Holla Back Girl and he did Can I Have It Like That, which are two of the best Gwen Stefani songs that have come out. He's worked with Kendrick on All Right and Good Kid. Like, both of those songs I personally love. Like, yeah, he didn't do a lot on the whole album, like Bob was saying, but just the fact that he's able to have his input and boost people up like that, I love that he's able to do that. I didn't like Blurred Lines. I thought that was a shit. Like, I couldn't stand it. And his take on the Lion King movie soundtrack that came out like last year, I was like, all right, sure. But other than that, I've liked most of the stuff he's done. Like, Excuse Me, Miss, Hot in Here is the only good Nelly song that's ever existed.
The entire country grammar
that's
album just goes. So let's not do
Don't
that.
even
That's,
start. Okay.
like, that's disrespectful.
No, it's
Very
not
disrespectful.
disrespectful. I went to a Nelly concert 2 years ago, and I was super excited. And then I heard him in concert, and I was like, "This is so fucking awful. When's he gonna do hot
Let's
in here?"
keep it going. Keep it
It's been
going.
coming out of Oh my god!
Man, disrespectful.
No, it's disrespectful to go to his concert and expect a good time. I gotta calm down for a second. Give me 1 second. All right. But no, like drop it like it's hot is one of the best Snoop Dogg songs in my opinion. That's not on Doggy Style. Beautiful is another underrated song off that same album, and like he's had such great songs. They haven't set the tone for the album, like Bob was saying, but it's just not as many as what Timbaland has. Like Timbaland, if you just put his Aaliyah work up there, it's number one. If you just put his Missy Elliott work up there, it's number one. The fact that he's the reason Justin Timberlake is a thing that every woman 30 and under goes crazy for, and probably 30 and over, like
40,
that's because of Timbaland. Like I don't know what else to say. Like even you just have those three artists, that's setting a standard for so many different people, and like bringing music to their ears. So that I got Timbaland first for that reason, and then Pharrell's Pharrell and the Neptunes a second. Yeah.
Kanye, you actually had Kanye. And then you decided to throw an audible and you went over to Timbaland. So, I mean, that kind of screwed us up backstage, but it's fine. We're going to keep going. What made you switch from Kanye to Timbo as your number one?
Number one, I have always said Timbaland was my number one. And then I started like contemplating Kanye because, like, you know, I don't disagree with anything anybody said about his later work. He sucked, especially after like Watch the Throne. But honestly, like the work he did put in when he was in his prime, like in my opinion, dog, is just kind of unparalleled. Like he took a concept that a lot of people do. Like a lot of people sample, we're sampling stuff, but like Kanye took that to kind of like the next level for artists. Like Kanye will sample like, a cup falling in the background inside of his kitchen, like, and turn that mug into a banger. But like, I also think about some of the stuff that he did with Jay-Z. I think about his longevity. Like I said, the first 3 albums alone, dude, like if you just go back, I'm talking about, forget 808s and Heartbreaks. Forget all them for a second. Just listen to everything from College Dropout to Graduation, like, and it's insane. Like, it's insane some of the stuff he came up with.
It's
like,
damn near perfect.
I think like Drive Slow and everything else, man. Like everything he just did on there was just it was sick for a minute. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was sick. You could play back, Through the Wire. You could play back anything of his. And you know what we do? This is an inside joke, but Kanye is Fox, man. I was talking to the girls, and we was talking. We call Fast in the Club. We don't put enough emphasis on the ladies sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, Kanye West did the fool for a minute. And I understand that like his later stuff, I don't listen to Kanye West, and damn it, I have the same nickname as him. Okay. But like back in the day when Kanye West was in his prime, there was nothing that he could throw out that wasn't slapping. And then when you looked at his albums, a lot of his stuff wasn't just stuff that you heard on the album. Damn it, it made it to mainstream. Like, you could have half of his album playing on mainstream stuff. Like, you'd hear Diamonds, then you'd hear Drive Slow. You go from Drive Slow to like, All Falls Down. You got, he was just coming with it. Like, he was coming with it. And then not to mention the skits that the nigga put on the dog on CDs. Like he was unstoppable for a minute, bro. Broke 5 broke. We ain't got it. Like he was insane for a minute, man. So that's why he made it up to number 2.
Yeah. Wait a couple weeks for another list I got going, but keep it moving.
No doubt. But yeah, he just couldn't take number 1 with Tim because, I mean, I could get to Tim in a little bit, but that's why I moved Kanye to number 2 because he's a force. But I had some stuff with Tim that I forgot he put out. Like I forgot Tim did Gossiping Folks.
Gossip Folks for Missy, yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I forget about that, and I know we all talked about Aaliyah. I know, like, we mentioned, like, Genuine and people like that in passing, but, like, people forget early 2000s, like, late 90s, early 2000s, they were kind of all that you heard. Like, Genuine, let me be clear, and I'm going to say this on the camera. Genuine I'm not gonna say he can't sing, but he can beg really well. You know, I'll give him credit for begging really well. And he made Genuine like a household name. People wanted to buy his album, like the album, not just download the song. They wanted his album. That's hard work.
I still hear Pony today. Like,
Well,
yeah,
that ain't
day,
never
I
going
still
away.
hear Pony playing, like maybe once a month.
That ain't never
And
going
then,
away.
and then when you get a chance, listen to More Than a Woman, just the instrumental from Aaliyah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
like-
It's crazy. BJ, tell us your final thoughts. You had Kanye, and after that, we're going to go over to Bob to finish us off.
Yeah, I had Kanye number one. It was top two, Ye and Pharrell. But I know Ye is like an influence Pharrell and Q-Tip and that kind of like chipmunk soul sample kind of thing. But I think he took the most risk. And if you really want to have a one gotta go just based off his albums, and you can't say that they all produce different artists, but Ye, Pharrell's kind of personal album, in my mind, and I think if you look at the influence from that, I know a lot of people didn't like it. That's actually my favorite one. It's like a futuristic industrial hip hop album. You had Travis Scott, you had Drake, and the whole kind of birth from that sound. And I just think song wise, music wise, he's the most influential. His music just bangs, and it's colorful, it's vibrant. It takes that Pharrell don't. You can tell when it's a Pharrell song by that same kind of like strings or kind of like that harmonic kind of melody in the back. But with Ye, he's just more diverse. I fuck with Ye. Sorry.
BJ, I'll say it again. Wait a month or two for another episode, and we'll come back. We will. Bob, you're back. Finish us off. Give us your final thoughts. Why you had Kanye over everybody, and then we'll head out of here.
Yeah, so you can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, great. So
The rebuttal.
all right, yeah, the rebuttal. So yeah, Ye is my number one. I'm gonna kind of echo what BJ said a lot. I just don't think you have you don't have a J. Cole, you don't have Drake. I mean, we're talking about the biggest artists in music, right? Like these are career artists. You don't have the and in a lot of ways, you don't have the what I consider to be Jay-Z's biggest records without Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Like Kanye is the most influential of all of them. He's the best artist. And just from a producer standpoint, musically, like he submerges himself in the music more. And so let's talk about the older music opposed to the newer music, right? Now, I understand music like from a different perspective, and we don't have to get into why or anything, but I'm just gonna say from an artist standpoint, like people I like you don't have to like Kanye's newer music because you're gonna like the reasons that you like him. That's just obvious. But what's growth to him may not be growth to you because he's growing. Like it would be boring for him to make another You Don't Know My Name or a Slum Village songs. I can't my life this way. Like it would be is for when you're an artist making those same records that's not growth to you. Like when you making shit like when you making shit like I Am a God, like that feels like you're elevating. And as the consumer, as the listener, right? We might not like it. I didn't fuck with it, but I understood why he liked it. You know what I'm saying? Because as an artist, he's like, this is some shit ain't nobody doing. And if you really listen to the songs that Kanye has made, like when people didn't like the Yeezus and shit, like that's the vein of music that people like are fucking with right now. Like Kanye is kind of futuristic in his like even all the way politically. The shit that he say, people don't really get it at the time because it's so far out. is so far out, and I get that. Like, I don't think that Kanye is off in the shit that he say. It's his articulation of it is that makes it unconsumable. But what he be saying be some spot on shit. Like, Kanye don't conform to the idea of like following how what people think people should listen to. And that's a trend through his political views, his views on the world, his views on Black America, and his views on motherfucking music. So to put him in the box and say, I wish Kanye, bro, you can't even associate that idea with Kanye, because that's a complete misrepresentation of who the fuck he is. You know what I'm saying? So and all of these things that I'm stating about him is exactly why he's number one, because he's the most influential. He's the most he's a visual artist. You know what I'm saying? And he sees the idea of where he should be going. He's a visionary. He's a visionary. And none of them are completely consumed by their music, which is cool. But Kanye is a visionary even in his music. So for all of those reasons, bro, Kanye, to me, and even though people might not like him, I mean, people love his old shit, and I love his old shit. Don't get me wrong, I fucks with the old Kanye, but I understand it's the same with Jay-Z, bro. People don't like. I'm the biggest Jay-Z fan, trust me, and people don't like some of the new Jay-Z records. But bro, Jay-Z's his whole representation as an artist is growth. Is like, yeah, I was a street nigga, but why would I make street records when it's to show the elevation of a person? And I think Kanye is in that same vein in terms of how his career trajectory is. Like, yeah, somebody said, my man up there, Madi said that what's the last record he made, the gospel album, bruh. When that first record that came on, that is groundbreaking, bro. He is a hip hop artist. Do you understand that? He is a hip hop artist, and he made that shit sound beautiful for a church wise. It may not be like, I get it. You don't associate Kanye with a church artist, but this motherfucker made that shit sound the best that I've heard a church record from people who make church records made it sound. It's great. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might not like it. It might not be your taste, and I get that. But from an artist standpoint, it's complete elevation and growth, and that's why Kanye is number one, hands down, and it's fucking easy, actually.
And with the mic all the way up here and just driving that shit.
Yeah.
To Bobsy ends us off. So him and BJ had Kanye. Kenyon also had Kanye, but he switched it over to where me, Madi, and TJ and Kanye ended up with Timbaland. Before we get out, I'm also going to do these stats. So nobody. So on the left, we got the percentage who stayed. So nobody picked the Neptunes to stay, which hurts my heart. 34% picked Kanye, 66% picked Timbaland, and nobody kept Lil Jon. And then on the other end, nobody kicked out the Neptunes first. 17% kicked Kanye out and Timbaland out first, and most people had Lil Jon going last. But with that, it was definitely a great show today. Kanye was actually supposed to leave early, but he stuck around, so I appreciate that. And before we get out of here, like I always do, I'm gonna do my riddle for next week for next week's picks. And what we gonna end up doing is we gonna do a little heist. We gonna make sure we have the dude who's always eating and always in your head. We gonna make sure we have the mastermind, but the only one with nipples, really nipples. Let me move on. We also got the dude who's either always in your pockets or in space, and we got the one guy who was never able to get on the team. Because we always wondering if he's gonna be alive by the next one, because he always trying to do shit on his own. But no matter what, he's just gonna be getting low until he's on the team. Yeah, that's it. That's my riddle. With that, for D, for Kenyon, aka Kanye, for BJ, TJ, and my man down there, Joe Friday, aka Sabopsy. This has been One Gotta Stay. Epic episode, fellas. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
All right.